Hey, my babies. So I know that I've been a little low key lately. I have been getting some much needed rest whilst also working on some pretty big things. And during this time of rest, it has allowed me an opportunity to watch some TV, which is something that I rarely get to do. And my best friend suggested the Netflix series, The Movies That Made Us, because she knows that I am an absolute movie buff, especially when it comes to 80s and 90s cinema, which, in my opinion, best 2 decades of cinema. I'm not arguing with anybody about that. And so one of my favorite episodes just so happens to be about my favorite cult classic movie, The Nightmare on Elm Street. And there was a couple of things in particular that stuck out to me about this one particular episode. Now, whilst all of the episodes have the basic theme in common that these filmmakers had to overcome some of the craziest obstacles to get these movies out, there were a couple of extra layers within the Nightmare on Elm Street episode. And here's a fun fact that I didn't even know myself. Although Nightmare on Elm Street was released in movies in 1984, Wes Craven had actually written the script for Nightmare on Elm Street years prior, and it took him years to shop this script, and nobody wanted it. And so he partnered up with the owner of New Line Cinema, and New Line Cinema was struggling itself. And nobody wanted to buy the script and nobody wanted to distribute the movie. And so they were like, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna make this movie. There was a time where they ran out of money, but they still kept working and the money ended up coming. And with the distribution, New Line is like, you know what, I'm gonna put my neck on the line, we'll put the movie out ourselves. And so there's a couple of layers within that. Here's the thing: a lot of times we run into these obstacles and we just kind of chalk it up as rejection, especially after the first couple of times. And rejection is not only redirection, but sometimes it's not redirecting you to another opportunity that can be given to you by somebody else. Sometimes it is redirection for you to create your own opportunity for yourself. And here's the thing: you never know where that is going to lead to, because although New Line Cinema had had a few movies prior to Nightmare on Elm Street, the success of Nightmare on Elm Street is what put New Line on the map. And so I want you to do a little bit of homework. I want you to go and I want you to Google New Line Cinema movies and look at all of the films that came out under the banner of New Line Cinema. And you may be surprised at some of the movies that are on there. But here's the thing: if you don't keep going, right, and create your own opportunity, not only could you be cheating yourself out of your greatness, but you could be cheating yourself out of putting yourself in a position to be an opportunity for someone else. Some of the movies that were New Line Cinema movies are some movies that were made by people that wanted to put out their first movie. And so maybe had they not had that success, they may not have been in a position to put these other movies out and been an opportunity to somebody else. I remember when I had my daughter, I was a stay-at-home mom, and I made the decision to stay at home with her because I didn't want her to go to daycare for personal reasons. And I guess this is coming up because this is around the time where I am kind of having an anniversary of myself, because this time in 2012, this is when I would be in my kitchen from sun up to sundown making soaps, body butters, bath bombs, bath washes, you name it. Because 2 years prior to that, my daughter had her first eczema flare, which made me more cognizant of what we were putting on our skin. And so I was just making bath and body products just for myself and my family. And so in 2012, when it was time for me to go back into the workforce, I kept looking for job opportunities. And I guess because of the experience that I had on my resume, every job that I applied for, they're like, no, you're too overqualified. We can't afford you. Nobody would give me the opportunity. So that redirected me to have the bright idea, like, hey, you know what? I already do this and I'm really good at it. I'm going to just do this professionally. And so that pushed me to start my first company, Skin Wellness Boutique, where I made all of my natural bath and body products. And if you had told me 11 years ago, while I was in my kitchen making soaps and whipping up body butters and making bath bombs, if you had told me that me doing that would one day lead to people all over the world seeking my guidance and me being able to live my purpose and be able to help people unlock the best selves, I would have laughed in your face, because like I said, I'm psychic, and even I did not know that making soap in my kitchen was going to end up here, but I'm so grateful for it. I made my own opportunity and I followed the path, even though I wasn't very clear on where the path led me. And so here's what I want to say to you. Stop being afraid. Maybe you're getting rejected because you're being redirected to rely on yourself and bet on yourself and take that leap of faith that you take those leaps when it comes to other people. But now it's time for you to take that leap for you, because you never know what could come of it. And not only are you cheating yourself out of your own greatness and being able to shine and live in your purpose, but you never know what other people are out there missing out on the greatness that is you. When you take your own opportunities and make your own opportunities, you end up putting yourself in a position to whereas God can move through you to be the answer to somebody's prayers. I'm so grateful for all of you that trust me and all of those things. But then it actually made me think that I wouldn't be in the position that I am had I not taken that first step. Stop worrying about that goddamn net. Y'all have heard me say this before, and I am going to say it again, and I'm probably going to say it again in the future. That net that you are waiting for is motion activated. Just move. Just move. The path leads somewhere, even if it is not clear to you at the time. If you're going for greatness, inevitably greatness is going to be there. Am I going to say that this path has been all sunshine and rainbows? No, but I persisted. I persisted. And I want you all to do the same thing. Was I afraid? Abso-freaking-lutely. But I just kept going, and I am going to continue to keep going, and I want the same for you guys. So stop being afraid of your greatness and just go for it. I say this all the time too. You take one step, God will take 5 for you. Just move. That's really all you have to do. I hope this helps. I want you to know that I love you. And even if you may not see it in yourself right now, I see the greatness in you, and that's why you're seeing this. Everything comes in divine timing. So just move. I love you.